Nigel Farage has made a huge announcement and inflicted yet another blow on the other parties. In today's video, we will discuss what was said, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Stuck Farmer t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Nigel Farage has announced the latest Tory defection in a shocking blow to Kemi Badenoch. Just weeks after Badenoch became the leader of the Conservative Party, former Tory Minister Andrea Jenkyns jumped the sinking ship to join Reform UK. Speaking at a press conference this morning, Farage said, "Now we said that, when we hit 100,000 members, the lucky winner would go out for a pint for Lee Anderson. Now I fear that was deeply inaccurate. The use of the singular strikes me as being very unlikely with Lee. And by sheer coincidence, the 100,000th member happens to be a former Conservative Member of Parliament. Who would believe that? Isn't that extraordinary that it's worked out that way?" After Farage dealt the shocking blow to Badenoch's Tories, Andrea Jenkyns took to the stage to explain why she has joined Reform and will stand as the Populist Party's candidate to become Mayor of Greater Lincolnshire. Reform UK is surging and membership is soaring. We will be ready to challenge the tired two-party system, and we will deliver the fresh start this country so desperately needs, she said. Although leaving the Tories was not an easy decision, she said that she fought to the bitter end at the latest general election, which marked a historic loss for the Conservatives. She added, "But the truth is undeniable. The ship is sinking and perhaps, sadly, beyond salvage, but enough is enough. It is time to step aboard a movement with vision and purpose and the courage to fight for Britain's future." Turning to Reform UK, she said, "We need those patriotic bravehearts to be a true voice for the people, and Reform is that voice." She claimed that the nation is at a crisis point, condemning Labour's decision to hand the Chagos Islands over to Mauritius, the farmers' tax raid, as well as the end of winter fuel payments for 10 million pensioners, revealing that she was tempted to leave the Conservatives before the election. The Boris Johnson ally said, "I might not be loyal to prime ministers, as we've seen in the past, but I'm loyal to parties, and I believed, as I said, in going down with that ship, fighting. I was elected as a Conservative, and I got knocked out as a Conservative, but I feel, unfortunately, the party has become tired." Jenkyns was first elected to the House of Commons in 2015 under David Cameron, defeating the Shadow Chancellor Ed Balls to become MP for Morley and Outwood. Following Johnson's resignation as Prime Minister in 2022, Jenkyns served as Education Minister until after Truss left Downing Street. At the general election, Jenkyns lost her constituency seat, but attracted headlines during the preceding campaign when she distributed leaflets with an image of her and Nigel Farage printed on the front. In some other news, Unite, Britain's largest union, has launched formal High Court proceedings, seeking a judicial review to challenge the Labour government's decision to cut winter fuel payments for pensioners. The union submitted its application to the High Court last Friday, following what it deemed an unsatisfactory response to its pre-action protocol letter. The legal challenge has been filed on behalf of Unite and 11 of its members who have been excluded from receiving the winter fuel payments. Chancellor Rachel Reeves announced earlier this year that up to £300 in energy bill support would no longer be universal. Instead, the payments will now only be available to pensioners receiving means-tested benefits, such as pension credit. Speaking in the House of Commons, Reeves said she did not want to have to do this. She cited a £20 billion black hole in public finances left by the previous Conservative-led government as the reason for implementing strict fiscal rules. Unite General Secretary Sharon Graham has strongly condemned the policy change, urging Labour to make a U-turn on its decision. Labour's decision to pick the pocket of pensioners was wrong on every level. The government has been given every opportunity to reverse its decision, and it has failed to do so, she said. Graham added, "This is a rushed, ill-thought-out policy, and the government clearly failed to follow the proper legal measures before executing it." She called for swift action, stating, "With winter approaching, the courts must now hold the government to account and reverse this cruel cut as quickly as possible. The impact of these cuts could push tens of thousands more pensioners into poverty, according to official modelling. Internal estimates suggest an additional 50,000 pensioners will fall into relative poverty after housing costs in 2024-25, 2025-26, and 2027-28. The projections, shared by Secretary of State for Work and Pensions Liz Kendall, affirm what campaigners against the decision have warned about. Unite has requested the High Court to treat the case as an urgent matter due to deteriorating weather conditions. The request for an early hearing forms part of Unite's High Court application. Protests against the winter fuel payment are expected to kick off across the country tomorrow, with thousands concerned about the policy decision's impact. Unite organizer Joshua Berline explained, "If the government has a financial black hole to fill, they should tax the profits of these energy companies or add a wealth tax on the very richest in our society who can afford it." Lastly, Prince Harry is set to dodge a potential public relations minefield as a highly anticipated German documentary, Harry, The Lost Prince, will not be available to viewers in the UK. Airing on December 3rd on Germany's ZDF network, the documentary promises to delve deep into the aftermath of Harry and Meghan's decision to step back from their royal duties in 2020. However, due to legal restrictions, fans outside of Germany will be left in the dark. The network confirmed to The Express that the documentary, which will also be streamed exclusively on ZDF's app in Germany, is not accessible internationally. The program is billed as an exploration of Prince Harry's quest for a meaningful role and examines the wider impact his departure has had on the British monarchy. Expect to see an exploration of the growing divide in public opinion about Harry and Meghan, which could likely include some sharp critiques of the couple. Notably, neither Harry nor Meghan have had any involvement in the creation of the documentary. Instead, the show features interviews with people who have interacted with the Sussexes or lived near them, offering an outsider's perspective on their journey. This documentary comes on the heels of Netflix unveiling a new project co-executive produced by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The 5-episode series Polo will give viewers an inside look at the high-stakes world of polo, spotlighting fierce rivalries, grueling training, and the personal sacrifices required to compete at the sport's highest level. The trailer, which dropped recently, offered no appearances from the royal couple, though it did feature the title screen crediting Harry and Meghan as executive producers. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British political content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.